We're live in the dark. At a, we got a pipeline. Cruise facility. Hazmat. We just drove right in. Like 4 miles from I-40 and Highway 6. About 4 miles south to 1157. And it's not 100 yards. And like I said, we just drove right in. Just keep off a little. Energy transfer partners has had this facility open at 5 years at least, probably. And they have to have a security plan. One aspect of the plan is is one aspect of the plan is security. Right? An assessment of risk, like keeping people out, right? They've had a truck shot at, some suspicious bag left somewhere, who and anyway, this plan, let's say this operates an open eye, 5 years at least. Like I say, we just drove right in here, right? Can you see anything? Got the tank battery over there. The meter shaft. In the doghouse. Well, see, we got cameras up. If they work, and that's Oak City truck station. Billy McCracken, Bobby Black. This facility's been open 5 years at least, probably 6 or 7. So I'll give them a break on the first time they, filled out the paperwork they have to do every year for that security plan. But each consecutive year following, they've been filing false paperwork, right? Lying on the paperwork because it's they know this place doesn't have goddamn fence around it. They know people just it's just right here. You do whatever. I'm not right. We got the we have the trucks parked right here. So I mean, someone could come in here, sabotage the equipment, and then you have a hazardous material load going down the public highways and byways, just waiting to come apart, right? So, and as I said, I'll give them a break on the first time they file that paperwork, but every time after has been a lie. And right there, back to the tank batteries. Here's where you're unloading, right? Unloading. It goes over there into those tanks and goes on down the pipeline. I sound like I know a thing or two about this. It's because I worked here for 3 years. And then, when you have some shit going on, it shouldn't be. If you try to go about making changes, seeing that something gets taken care of, well, then guess what? You get railroaded out of a job. So, all I was looking to do was keep myself and the guys I work with safe, I'd like for everybody to get home at the end of the day. And we're just easing back around here to the road where I came in. I'm new at this filming shit, right? So, anyway. Right, I mean, the highway's just right there. Those lights over there on the other side of the highway. This is not the only facility, by the way. This is we got 2 more in Texas. And since I'm gainfully unemployed, I got time to cruise around, right? Burn a little of my own fuel. If you know any good lawyers in like a wrongful termination suit, just pass this right on to them. Here's you some easy money. Uh-huh. And we're back at the road. And that stop sign there is the highway, right? Right there. Right there. Awesome sauce, folks. Ladies and gentlemen. Energy Transfer Partners, Sunoco Logistics. Looking out for you and your community. Taking care of their employees. Making sure that they have a safe work environment. Because they couldn't care less. Not only do they, not care about the rules, what is it? I can't rattle off all that, USC 49, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole, I got it written down somewhere, right? If you like learning something, there you go. Look that up. As I said, a good lawyer looking for some easy money. Leave a message, leave it in the comments, right? Just cruise right on here. Good times, good times. Cruising in here, we can just drive right on up to the. How do you feel about a huge oil spill? Wouldn't that make you sleep well at night? It goddamn sure don't keep Bobby Blackburn up, does it? Right up here to the base. As I said, they don't give a shit. They don't care about employees. They don't care about regulations. This is a what is it? Something about pipeline and rail and what else? Fuck, I don't remember. I wrote it down, like I said. I should have kept notes, but it's hard to read in the dark. I don't know. I guess I got to come here in the daytime, and I may come back. But right now, I just thought we would make like bandits, right? Isn't that what we're the security plan is designed to keep people out who would be causing trouble. I'm concerned about guys that I worked with getting home in one piece. Hey, what do we got here? We got a driver showing up. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's the cops. What? We can get arrested live. Right? How cool is that? If it's the cops, they got a funny looking car. Oh, I know. It's a bright ass light on the front for catching the deer. Woohoo! Are we having fun yet? Just cruise right in off the road. It said, I don't know. Interstate 40 and Highway 6, Elk City, Oklahoma. Approximately 4 miles south. Let the party start, huh? So dude's freaked out, which you goddamn well should be. And as I said, you can't say anything about trying to remedy unsafe situations, or you got no job because they don't give a shit. You know, they can blame it on the bottom line or whatever. I ain't here to tear up anything. Truck's sitting right there, and they're empty. So it's got vapor in there from crude oil, condensate. That they're like fucking bombs sitting there. Cruising down the road when they got that shit in there, and who knows what's happened to them, right? I know I had 6 lug nuts loose on the rear driver of my my rig coming back from Pampa, Texas, loaded with condensate. And yeah. Anyway, we freaked out the driver. That's kind of funny. I don't recognize the car, so I would know who it was. As I said, if I sound like I'm familiar with this place, it's because I am. I'm also familiar with how they will hold you if you try. And I wasn't trying to make trouble. I was just, there were some things that, Jesus. And see that, so that puts me at fault. I didn't know about the security plan and all that shit at the time, but you learn things as it goes on. And anyway, just trying to make sure myself and the guys I work with got home safe, and nobody wanted to hear it. If I was up to it today, we we could go to Pampa, that plant I was hauling from, and I reported a spill there. One of the guys left with the valve not all the way closed on the hose, and it had been sitting there with that shit running out on the ground for over 12 hours. And I mean, weeks, maybe months, a couple months before I had told my boss, his substitute, whatever his title is, I don't know, that there were no plugs in those load hoses there. And, you know, that it was an accident waiting to happen. It was a spill waiting to happen. And nothing was done about it. Because, as I said, they don't give a shit. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about the employees. They don't care about the goddamn laws. I mean, they don't care. And the driver is still freaking out over there going down the highway, which I would be. I don't, you know, if I could recognize the car, I would call them. Say, hey, don't worry. Be happy. You still got a job working for this company that doesn't give a shit if you live or die. Me, early retirement. That's right. So, I don't know if I guess I'll just hang out here. I gotta pull up here. And we can just get out, maybe walk around a little. Maybe so. As I said, I'm new at all this camera operating crap, so cut me some slack. Cut me some slack, please. Yep. Railroad it. For, you know, just trying to go through the proper channels and see that some of the, you know, it wasn't going to hit the bottom line like this fence, and that's whatever, just caused too much. Jeez. Stay in your seat. I got a helper, and he's not as much help as he thinks. Right? Stay in your seat. Bebop-a-lula. Just rolling around here. As I said, this is the meter shack. If I could get this light to work a little. Pipeline right here. With the meter, thus the meter shack. Right. Oh, but it's all nice and clean. I guarantee you right there that there's a whole bunch of falsified paperwork right in there. And that's years worth of paperwork. We did at the other, you know, I said this is just this one here in Oklahoma. In Texas, the other pipeline, there's we did all the tickets for years, and then the boss had to do them, which seemed kind of odd because he can't get anything out of him. I had a truck that I ran for well over a year that was with the bushings out on the axle on the trailer. I tried to get him to fix it. You know, to look at it, I was like, I don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong. And, you know, I'm no mechanic, but I'm a driver, and I know something's wrong. The boss's office, right? Yeah. He's something else. And he didn't want to hear it. You know, he didn't want to hear it. That's just all there was to it. He didn't care. He didn't want to hear it. His idea of the best hands were the ones that he never heard from. As I said, if I was here with malicious intent, would I have a heyday or what? There's a, well, you see over there in the distance, maybe not, that huge tank over there in the pipeline. And there's a fence around it with like razor wire around the top, right? I'm just cruising around, looking here, looking there. What do you got right there? Leaking. They have to do checks on these tanks and fill out the paperwork again. And they call it a visual inspection. So anybody who's been filling that out has been lying if they hadn't wrote that up. You betcha. Energy Transfer Partners. You should remember them from that pipeline crap in wherever, North Dakota or somewhere. I mean, we got more, you know, that's not a really big thing there, but why wouldn't you fix it before it becomes a big thing? That's the kind of stuff that I was bringing up. It's just, you know, let's remedy some shit before it gets bad. No one want to hear, the boss don't want to hear that your equipment's not roadworthy. I finally started writing it up. There's another thing. I started writing it up. We went to the e-log crap, and you have to write that stuff up. And so every day I wrote it up. Because, I mean, seriously, going down the road, if you were on a highway where there'd been, you know, there's lots of heavy traffic, then and the roads rutted out, the trailer drove the truck. Seriously. I was driving one night in the rain coming back from up by Perryton. And when I would hit where the water was ponding in those ruts in the highway, it would take me from over by the center line to right on the edge of the shoulder. Just jerk that truck. And I don't know about you, but when you're driving a 40-ton bomb, that's not real comforting, right? Here we got more. More leaky shit. And this is just our first stop, folks. We got two more. Sunoco. See, they've Sunoco bought out Energy Transfer Partners, and Energy Transfer Partners bought out Sunoco, and you know they're doing all that corporate incest bullshit. And check valves. Check valves before turning pump on. Can you read that? Check valves. Yeah. But don't fix them if they're leaking. Don't replace them. What do we got there? Danger. H2S may be present. H2S. Look that up. I went on a location. And it's just because I know, you know, I know what the fuck I'm doing, right? And how to be really careful because it was dangerous. I don't remember what, but it was like 700 parts per million, the H2S. I didn't get on the tanks. We were not allowed to get on the tanks. But I hate to tell it to you, but when those tanks are inside a 4-foot sheet metal containment wall, and that stuff is heavier than air, well then it's going to be standing down there at the bottom. Good times. I don't know that company guys can even use this because, whatever pipeline bullshit, they've got some deal. No trespassing. No shit. But as I said, they're supposed to have a security plan. Crude oil, health, flammability, instability. You betcha. La la la. We got all kinds of shit here, right? Like I said, energy transfer partners. Sunoco Logistics. They don't give a damn about the community or their employees. If you say something about a thing or two, well, the next thing you know, out the door you go. Think safety. It's everyone's job. Oh, isn't it ridiculous, right? Oh my God. Think safety. H2S may be present. Should have killed your graveyard dead. In the training films for that crap, they tell you don't stop if your friend falls down. Don't stop and pick him up. Kick him in the back when you run by. Maybe he will pick that shit up and have a chance to make a go. Because it's that goddamn serious. So who knows what's in those tanks, right? H2S may be present. You'd think that the people of Elk City raise hell, but they make so much money, taxes and shit off of this goddamn oil patch. They don't give a damn either. I mean, we're just, right here. What do you want to take off this truck? You want to break loose some lug nuts? You want to cut an airline? Like, I know these guys. I don't want anybody hurt. Placarded vehicles. Got to have a security plan. Yeah, assess the threat of, people entering the facility and address the threat. And their idea of addressing the threat is just leave the goddamn thing wide open. H2S, poisonous gas, may be present. Don't give a shit. And as I said, if I was here to hurt somebody, I could sure do that. You could hurt a lot of people. 1267. It's 1268 on the other side. Your placards have to match your paperwork. Whoever's running this rig didn't have time to walk around to the passenger side. Good times. And yeah, well, we're at it. How about the United Steelworkers Union, right? This is a union job. That's the union. I was a union member, and they didn't do shit. As I said, I wasn't trying to cause a big goddamn problem. Just remedy a few smaller ones before they got big. And that wasn't even acceptable. And the union, one driver asked if they threw me under the bus, and I said no. That would be disingenuous to say they threw me under the bus. I got under there by myself. But they goddamn sure didn't make any effort to free me from under the bus. Gosh, and a whole bunch of all buckets, connect ground, check for correct placarding, check it all, la la la. Pressurized device. Fun time. I mean, just how many different ways? How long have we been here? This is going on 32 minutes. And what all could you, what kind of havoc could you wreak in half an hour? 3 commercial vehicles, hazmat vehicles, mobile bombs right there. Are 21, 29, 48. I mean, and they're just sitting here. Sunoco Logistics. As I said, they were doing that switching around, beating somebody out of money. Driver using electronic logs. There's another citation because I was writing that thing up for, I don't know, weeks, maybe even months, and it went on and on and on. And so if that was, there's a lady in Sugar Land, Texas, and that's her job is all the violations and getting shit straightened out. So if she, wasn't seeing that and taking the proper steps, if she was seeing it, I mean, she was either missing it or she was seeing it and not throwing the flag. So anyone out there who was a United Steelworkers Union member, don't think they got your back, man. Because they're in the bed with the motherfuckers, as far as I'm concerned. I told the union rep, they can file for a request paperwork. I said, all you got to do is request the PeopleNet logs, and that will show how. I mean, I'm getting singled out. They for coming in late or whatever, and because other guys come in at 2 a.m. when the shift is from 5 to 5, and that didn't matter. But I come in at 6 or 7 in the evening, and it was the end of the goddamn world. These guys would keep my truck. They would go to the I go to the mechanic shop and not to get the goddamn thing fixed that I had written up. But they would wait until the last minute, so then they would run into my shift, right? Just seeing where that's been slinging oil out of there. Did you notice that? You know, like I said, I'm not a mechanic, but I like getting on. So I looked shit over a little bit, but you see where there's mud, and then that's oil, isn't it, or is it not? It's just a clean fender. Because there's oil leaking all over that motherfucker. As I said, you could booby trap shit, sabotage, whatever, if you were up to no good. I don't see anybody get hurt. There's some pretty good guys that worked here, and clearly some that weren't worth a shit. And the boss's boss, he made it clear that, you know, because I spoke up once in a safety meeting. We had a safety meeting every month. And yards, there were several of them. Got to get, you know, we were all there. And we'd gotten a new 5-gas monitor for that H2S and other shit. And it was, it didn't differentiate, you know. If it was an oxygen sensor and the oxygen was low because you were leaning over the top of the tank, then, you know, who cares? But it would go off and it had the same alarm for that or H2S. And I said, that, you know, that ain't cool because drivers are ignoring it. It's going to get someone hurt. And I was trying to voice that in the safety meeting. And like I say, the boss's boss, he cut me off. And, you know, I was like, let me finish my sentence. And anyway, he wouldn't call me out, damn near fired me right there. But that was, since then, you know, he was had enough. And anyway, he made it known that he was going to repay me for that. Several of the other drivers, though, after I got, you know, termination threatened and all that shit out in the hall, several of the other guys let me know that they really appreciated me saying something because they were worried about it. And who we got here? Is this just the little blue car? Right? I think. Maybe the little blue car and maybe the cops. How cool is that? We'll see if the cops are on board too with breaking the law. We know they are.
Hey buddy, how's it going?
It's excellent. How are you?
I'm deputy sheriff's office.
This is a deputy of the sheriff's office. This is a hazmat facility, sir, and they're supposed to keep people out, right?
Okay.
And as I said, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
As I said, there are laws, right? There are rules.
Okay.
That and here's I don't want to shine a light in his face because the sir, he's a quite polite sir right here. We got the law out here, folks. As I said, they're supposed to have a security plan.
Okay.
Which one of the parts of that is assessing the risk of people entering the facility and address that risk. Okay. These vehicles here are, you know, they're placarded, they're carrying crude oil, right? Condensate. Okay. I mean, they could be, I've been here for 40 minutes, 39 and a half. Okay. And what kind of shit could you sabotage on these vehicles in 40 minutes? I'm not here to cause any problem. I just want to be sure that some guys I used to work with, if you say anything about, you know, breaking the rules, then they railroad you out of a job, right? Okay. And so, as I said, I'm not here to do any harm, but they're supposed to have fence around this facility. It's part of the security plan. And so, according to it's Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
That's over the road stuff, man.
Yeah, well, this is railroad and pipeline too, because we got a pipeline.
The Federal Motor Carrier is for over the road stuff, not private property.
That truck goes over the road, right?
Yeah, but that's only regulated for over the road.
It's got a.
What they do on their private property.
As I said, it's hazmat. It's also pipeline.
Okay.
PHM.
What's your name,
I don't
sir?
remember. Greg Wynn.
Greg Wynn?
Yes, sir. 12771.
Go ahead.
708, clear 1012.
Negative.
And all I'm doing is documenting what's going on, right?
Check 44.
You surely understand that part, right?
Negative 44. Still speak with district manager. He doesn't have him in.
What's the
I'll be glad to leave, sir.
Okay. All right. Now,
But
here's the
as
deal.
I said, you can look that up, and it's a P. I don't have it. I have it written down.
If you want to complain about that, there's steps you can go.
I went through that steps, and now I'm unemployed now.
Okay. Well,
And
like
so-
I said, if you want to report that to the actual
I went through
association that does that, that's what you have to do. Okay?
I went
But now
through
here's
the.
the situation. Is you've have no reason being here, have no business here, right?
As I
You
said,
don't
I'm
work
blowing.
here.
I'm blowing the whistle on
Okay.
the
That's fine.
right. And now you're
The
doing your
manager-
job,
The
sir.
manager of the property said he doesn't want you here. okay?
Exactly.
So you're now being trespassing property.
Right.
You come back on this property, you will be arrested. Okay. You're
Okay.
not allowed out here at all.
At all.
At all, unless you're here with law enforcement for a specific reason.
Well, then we'll come back every day until they get a fence up, because there's as I said, and I can just call you. What's your name, sir?
Deputy May.
Deputy May.
Yes, sir.
I'm
I'm sorry.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. So I appreciate you being civil and yes, I do, respectful, and I hope I'm doing the same, sir.
Yep. Yeah, you've been very respectful with me. So.
And I know you're just doing your job. And again, I worked with these guys, right? I want them getting home safe.
Yeah.
And so you coming out here is gonna help see that happens too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I just want I appreciate that.
Okay. Now, I do have another question to ask you though. Now, I guess you come out here and made some threats to some people that lived here or worked here.
No.
Okay. Now, what I was told was that you come out here a couple of weeks ago and said that you was going to threaten some harm to them or something. Is there any fact to that, or?
No, I said that something could happen. Was the way I said it. Because.
Right.
And it's like, how many times do you have to say something and nothing happens?
Okay.
Because they've known about this fence. This isn't the only facility. From here, you can call Wheeler County, Texas, because that's where I'm going next. And it's the same thing. You can just drive right in off the highway.
Don't go to any more of their properties.
Yeah.
None.
As I said, that's where I'm
going to call Wheeler County. I'm going to tell
and that's fine. I don't have to enter the thing, but I can still be on the right of way and not get on their property.
As long as you're not on their property.
And it, just as I said, because there are rules. And it's a USC 49, whatever. I can't remember all the numbers. And it's the pipeline that's responsible for this right here.
OSHA or whoever is in charge of doing that. Okay.
Right.
You can't take it in your own hands.
And
you have to contact them.
this right here's documenting. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And so now you're on to me, right? Because then I can contact OSHA with this right here and say, see what I'm saying. You understand now?
Okay.
That I mean no harm. I'm not out here with malicious intent.
Okay.
I'm looking out for some guys that are some all right guys. And their boss and their boss's boss, and I mean, they don't give a shit.
Well, it kind of sounds like to me it's kind of none of your business, really.
I would think that Elk City community would be concerned, because those are right there.
Well, let me ask you this question. How many infill locations can you just walk on?
Well, it's
Almost every one
it's
of
a
them.
completely different thing. Oh yeah,
do just as much damage.
it's just
okay.
not even right. But look over there at Plains. And
1090. Okay. They do that for their own personal gain, not for the safety of it. They
Oh,
do
hell
that to
yes.
keep people from out of their stuff just because they don't want their own damage.
because, as I said, there's a
not because
security plan
Okay.
that they have.
Well,
to
that's
have.
fine. Well, I'm going to go ahead and have you get in your vehicle and leave for me, okay?
All right, and it's too bad you don't shake hands. I appreciate it. So there, we got to meet a fine officer from the Elk City. Police, and he's not aware of the laws, the regulations, whatever. So it goes. See if my health is. Well, the sheriff, because we were in the county out here, It's not in the city limits. And Plains pipeline right over there, where this pipeline's connected to, he said they just do that for their own personal gain because they don't want anybody getting in their stuff. Well, yeah, sure. They do it because it's goddamn rules. And at least they are looking out for their stuff, their employees, and the community. Because, you know, right here, I'll take you back to the highway. Just cruising on in, there's no fence nowhere. And they've known. We said something about that. Like I said, that's years ago. And every year that they filled out that paperwork since that first time has been falsified documents. And they don't give a damn. And that right there, though, as I said, I appreciate that officer, that deputy, you know, he's been civil and respectful, and he sure he was a good example for, you know, he's setting a good example for his coworkers, right? We're right back at this road, 1157. And there's monster holes in the goddamn. I was just trying not to rip the inside out from under my car. Because it surely wasn't made for off-roading. Gonna arrest me if I go to any other facilities. Well, I should go dig up a couple of those mason jars with cash in them so I can bail myself out, right? Because nobody's watching this shit. State Highway 6, Elk City, Oklahoma. And the dude says that, you know, locations are the same. Not at all the same. This is pipeline facility. We went in the meter shack. And there are rules for that shit. And follow. Those folks have a fence around their shed to keep people out. Busted, he said. You need to contact OSHA. And I said I went through chain of command. We're just trying to give people the chance to do the right thing, and that gets you railroaded out of a job. That officer is nice as he was. You know, like I say, they make a lot of money in taxes and shit. They just built a new school. This whole patch. We can overlook a lot from money, right? I go to any more of their facilities, be arrested for trespassing. Not at all the same. A location that's just, you know, a couple of old tanks and, you know, a couple of water tanks maybe. The same as that where they have 4 um, commercial vehicles with the motor carrier number. 1,125 is the DOT number. You can see what kind of a safety record they have. And I don't know who owns it this week. Like I said, what all they were dodging was, you know, selling, switching ownership. Who the hell knows? That was not my concern. Myself and my co-workers getting home in one piece. You see how they misconstrue it. Oh, because I come up there and yeah. I said, you know, because they're supposed to have this place to where just not any. Just think of what could happen. What if I had been had designs on coming up here to hurt somebody or a whole bunch of people? Ain't the business of hurting people. Too many people get hurt. So I don't know who that was in the little blue car. I wish I did. I would let them know that everything is cool. That was the regional man. I don't know if that was Adam Smith he was quoting or Bobby Blackburn. But neither one of them give a damn. I-40 right here, overpass. We're just that far off of the interstate. I didn't even look at the mileage. Sorry. I'm new at all this kind of crap. This ain't my idea of fun. Ain't my idea of fun. There's this old patch all over Oak City. You can tell from that deputy. You know, the willingness to make excuses for shit. Because all that tax money helps him riding a cushy new car. I'm gonna get out, kick my tires, get something to drink. Glad you got to see me. I thought I was. Like I said, I'm new at this. I don't know how to operate the bloody thing.